hijos, vivos o muertos. Angustia porque no sabemos si están enfermos, si tienen frío, si tienen hambre, no sabemos nada. Y desesperación, Señor, porque ya no sabemos a quién recurrir. Consulados, embajadas, ministerios, iglesias, todas partes se nos han cerrado, todas partes se nos han cerrado las puertas. Por eso les rogamos a ustedes, son nuestra última esperanza. Por favor, ayúdennos, por favor, son nuestra última esperanza.
From 1976 to 1983, Argentina was ruled by a military junta that oppressed human rights and forcibly took innocent civilians. In this dark period, the mothers of those who had disappeared started a revolution. During the Argentine Dirty War, the mothers of the Plaza de Mayo reacted to violent government oppression. They started a revolutionary movement to demand justice for their kidnapped children and to push for democratic reform. Though many of their children were never found, the mothers of the Plaza de Mayo continued to advocate for justice and accountability, demanding truth and closure for the desaparecidos. Their dirty war period began in late March 1976 and lasted 7 years. General Jorge Videla, the leader of the right-wing political party known as the Junta, witnessed Argentina's economy and government spiral out of control. During clashes between left and right-wing parties, Videla seized power and overthrew the previous government. Videla's government enforced strict censorship, dissolved Congress, banned trade unions, and placed the military in control of local governments. Around 30,000 people were killed or disappeared. Many of the victims who were taken were involved in leftist organizations, and due to the strict repression of free speech, they were taken for their beliefs. The junta also targeted the families, abducting or killing relatives simply for their connection. Many were too afraid to speak out, but the mothers of the Plaza de Mayo refused to be silenced. On Saturday, April 30th, 1977, 14 mothers gathered at the Plaza de Mayo. After witnessing countless forced abductions by the Argentine military, they found strength and solidarity in each other. They reacted by meeting in small, unknown groups, where the mothers could organize their protests. Their first protest was unsuccessful. The plaza was deserted, and government officials forced them to scatter. Undeterred, they returned to deliver a petition to General Videla, requesting information about their missing children. After 2 months of protests and waiting for a reply, General Arndighi, the Minister of Interior, met with 3 representatives while 60 waited outside. The government's reaction was dismissive and deceitful. They claimed that their children had run away or turned to prostitution. At the start, protests alone failed to draw enough international attention to help the revolution, so the mothers sought a larger platform. In June 1978, Argentina hosted the FIFA World Cup, an event widely criticized for suspected manipulation and bribery. Despite the controversy, the tournament provided the mothers with a worldwide platform they needed to raise awareness about the injustices in Argentina. The mothers marched near the Estadio Monumental, which was close to ESMA, a concentration camp where roughly 5,000 people were tortured and only 200 survived. Marta Moreira, whose 3 children had been kidnapped during the dictatorship, spoke to a Dutch reporter. "We just want to know where our children are, alive or dead. They tell us that Argentines abroad are giving a false image of Argentina. We are Argentines. We live in Argentina. There are thousands of homes, suffering, pain, anguish, and despair because no one tells us where our children are. They have taken away the most precious thing a mother can have. That's why we beg you. You are our last hope." To expose the truth and to pressure the government into revealing information, mothers like Marta turned to the media. The Buenos Aires Herald was one of the few newspapers in Argentina that didn't conform to government propaganda. The paper reacted to the protests by publishing their story in English, which put the mothers' cause under an international spotlight. Their newfound recognition gave the mothers something powerful: hope. Despite being labeled mothers of terrorists and being ostracized by the government, global attention amplified their movement and moved them closer to finding justice and closure for their missing children. After the disappearance of her son Nestor and his fiancée, Azucena Villaflor reacted with courage rather than silence. Fellow mothers remembered her as deeply compassionate. Azucena was truly an admirable person, a great fighter. We owe her much for the determination and courage we gained. Her activism sparked a revolutionary movement of maternal defiance aimed at uncovering the truth and seeking closure for the desaparecidos. Though she was abducted and killed in December of 1977, other members followed in her footsteps. As one mother declared, "It was a hard time for us, but we weren't broken. They thought there was only one Azucena, but there wasn't just one. There were hundreds of us." Her legacy not only fueled the mothers' movement, but also helped reform global awareness of Argentina's human rights abuses. After Azucena's death, Hebe de Bonafini became a key leader of the mothers' movement. Motivated by the kidnapping of her sons, her activism helped guide the government toward reform. After democracy was restored in 1983, President Raúl Alfonsín established CONADEP and the Truth Commissions to reveal the junta's crimes. CONADEP collected information by interviewing the few adult survivors and relatives of the disappeared. The mothers of the Plaza de Mayo provided evidence they had gathered over the years, while the grandmothers of the Plaza de Mayo specifically helped with identifying kidnapped children. All of the documented evidence was compiled into a report known as Nunca Más, or Nevermore. The report provided key evidence for future trials, but more importantly, it offered families a partial sense of truth and closure after years of uncertainty. Hebe's leadership helped preserve the revolutionary spirit of the mothers' movement and the idea that fighting for justice is an ongoing struggle. Many mothers were never reunited with their children, as the chances of being kidnapped and returning alive were slim. When reunion became unattainable, the mothers focused their efforts on achieving justice and uncovering the truth about their children's fate. They did this by speaking out against the government, providing evidence, and sparking conversations about accountability and reform. The UN Secretary General praised the mothers, saying, "The abuelas and madres de Plaza de Mayo waged a long struggle in the name of our common humanity. They stood on principles of justice and decency and dignity, and demanded answers from dictators. In doing so, they sent a message to the world that decency, justice, and law can prevail even in the darkest times." Over time, the mothers helped fuel public pressure on the Argentine Congress to take action. In August 2003, Congress annulled the amnesty laws, which obstructed full investigations into enforced disappearances. Though these laws were a significant reform for Argentina, the mothers refused to stop there. The International Convention for the Protection of All Persons from Enforced Disappearances, led by the mothers and other organizations, helped formalize the definition of a disappeared person. The United Nations adopted this convention in 2006 and put it into play in 2010. For decades, the dictatorship tried to make the mother's children invisible, but these reforms made it so that no regime in any part of the world could do that ever again without consequences. In 2010, Jorge Videla was sentenced to life in prison, becoming the first de facto junta member to be found guilty in a civilian court. This conviction was directly connected to the UN reforms made the same year and the reforms passed by the Argentine Congress. This conviction came 34 years after he took power, and the government's delayed reaction frustrated many. Had his arrest occurred earlier, it might have signaled genuine reform, but its delay instead served as a stark reminder of the crimes he committed. Though this delayed conviction was painful, it would not have happened without the mother's continued persistence and determination for justice and reform. During the Argentine Dirty War, the mothers of the Plaza de Mayo reacted to violent government oppression. They started a revolutionary movement to demand justice for their kidnapped children and to push for democratic reform. Though many of their children were never found, the mothers of the Plaza de Mayo continued to advocate for justice and accountability, demanding truth and closure for the desaparecidos. Every Thursday, the mothers of the Plaza de Mayo continued to march as a symbol of persistence. Their marches and activism conveyed that the fight for information about their missing children is ongoing. The mother's story is far more than a historical event. It is a testament to the courage of those who refuse to accept silence in the face of oppression, and a reminder that seeking justice and closure, even decades later, still makes a difference.